People of the universe! Tonight will be the night that the skies will open and spray forth the divine hand with pointed finger and say, everybody, you're not just a duck, you're human! You are human! Go forth! Go forth and thrash!
I know we are real. We are real.
Men used to go to war. Well, we're running it back now. Be ready, boys. You can now play Call of Duty IRL. Fortnite's Let's Rejoice. Do an emote on the Ayatollah. 360 no scope the Revolutionary Guard. Party like it's 2003. You will be greeted as liberators. Should you die for your country, you will die with a smile. Knowing the price of oil is $85 a barrel, they will reward you with a medal. A victory royale with no respawn. Your legacy secured in the name of defending democracy to preserve the global order. In service of something greater than yourself, a soldier in God's holy war, you will return to the lobby in the sky and ride the eternal battle bus to 1v1 the great Satan in the celestial drop zone. X in the chat for our fallen heroes.
I support the US government. Everything they do is correct. Both parties are cool and make me happy. Let's manifest our destinies together, babe. I dream of American exceptionalism. Red or blue, the president is always right. I love Congress. I love the Supreme Court. I love the military. When I pay my taxes, I give the IRS a little extra as a tip. I drive to work to support America.
Covered head to toe in dozens of lanyards and clipboards, Mr. Ezra Klein approaches the guest of honor in the lobby of the wings of Zion International Airport Hotel of Eretz Yisrael Hashlema.
Excuse me, sir. Mr. IDF, sir? I'm going to need to see your School Children Annihilation Zone permit, and I'll need to scan your Abundance ID's QR code with our Palantir-powered accountability and justice meter. Oh, so you're just pointing your service weapon quite closely to my skull instead? Okay then. Well, here's your freshly stamped permit. Have a lovely time placing Kalshi and Polymarket bets on sniping emaciated limbs. Lovely time of year for it, don't you think? I recommend setting up in the southeastern section of this stolen olive tree orchard. It's got excellent visibility of the once barren wasteland of so-called Gaza, which is now Gaza Plus, a streaming service, and Sexual Indentured Servant, all conveniently streamlined into a singular pulsing cloaca. This ethnically spotless paradise is gleaming with chrome and wrapped in chintzy gold leaf. The air freshener / murderbot drones do their best to mask the unmistakable stench of genocide, buried just a few short meters beneath the very ground we're standing on right now. Pretty neat, right? Further exciting amenities during your stay with us are the infamous signature menu items such as made-to-order pizza and beef jerky and ice cream, if you know what I mean. Ha ha ha. Oh, and I forgot to mention that the most gorgeous viewing platform and sniper nest is definitely from the two-tiered legal system's upper floor. Plus, you can conveniently set fire to the orchard right after you've sated your bloodlust for the moment. My name's Ezra Klein, journalist bellhop extraordinaire, and just let me know if you need anything at all. Hashtag We Are Charlie Kirk.
We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame. We'll fight for the gospel. We'll honor his name.
Companies. I hate communism. When the government is blue, I am woke. When it is red, I am a based tradwife. I will always support America even when it is wrong. Just kidding, it is never wrong. Democracy and freedom will last 1,000 years.
This is the door to true freedom, the American dream in 6 lanes. Once you go in, you will leave your old life behind. As you feel the communism leave your body, you begin to see things as they truly are. You live here now, on the freeway, and inside your phone. Welcome to the greatest nation on earth, Queen.
I know we are real. I know we are real.
He walked out in the gray light and stood, and he saw for a brief moment the absolute truth of the world. The cold, relentless circling of the intestate earth. Darkness implacable. The blind dogs of the sun in their running. The crushing black vacuum of the universe. And somewhere 200 animals trembling like ground foxes in their cover. Borrowed time and borrowed world and borrowed eyes with which to sorrow it.
And lo, for the earth was empty of form, and void, and darkness was all over the face of the deep, and we said, look at that fucker dance.
Welcome to Heat Death of the Universe, a podcast that has included the contact information of Matt Schlapp in the show description for no reason in particular. It is 12:41 in the PM, Korea Standard Time, Saturday, March 7th, 2569, Year of the Buddha. This is the sound of my voice telling you that this is the sound of Joshua. How am I not myself, Nomu Mutashio's voice? And as always, coming to us live. It's not a copy. It's not a clone. It's fucking live, man. I'll give a present to anyone who can tell me what the fuck I'm referencing there, quoting, paraphrasing. Is Tim Jane Eyre America Buechner? What's up, Tim?
Oh, you know me, just having another wonderful evening here in, like you said, La La Land. Happy to be on the only podcast that got its arm broken on the floor of the Senate by Senator Tim Sheehy, and you didn't hear us whining about it. How you doing this evening, Josh?
Loving the emphasis on the mistake, the patented thing we do here.
We're in the same time zone. You just have to accept it.
True.
There's only one time zone.
Yeah, coming from the Californica time zone. I realized I didn't mention anything California this week, which I usually do. But
that's true.
I wanted to mention when I did say something like that before that it was because of a discovery of the Spanish language. That fornica is the present tense conjunction of the Spanish verb fornicar, which means to fuck outside of marriage.
Hell yeah.
So feel
And
free
of
to
course-
modify your California sayings with fornica.
And of course, everyone knows it was the inspiration for the hit, song of a generation,
Sure.
Californication, by the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
But see, they
How
didn't have
much
the
do you
balls
know-
to go Spanish with it, is my point.
That's true. That's true. Although, if you want to talk about having the balls to go there when it comes to language, there is the Anthony Kiedis Ding Dong Ching Chong Ping Pong song. So.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. How could you forget about it? It's one of the greatest things
boy.
to ever happen in music.
That's
how-
definitely getting inserted.
How deep? No, that actually plays into what I was going to say. Getting inserted. How deep do you go on Red Hot Chili Peppers lore? Probably not very deep, I would guess.
Not too deep.
Because I thought I heard this. I'm not sure if it's 100% true or if it's apocryphal or this and that. But that like a lot of the members and entourage of Red Hot Chili Peppers, basically when they were young and starting out as a band, Flea would like hook up with their moms. Like Flea has hooked up with multiple band members and groupies and stuff like that's like mothers. So yeah, getting inserted. Flea was getting up in them guts.
I guess other table setting or whatever, referring to a previous thing I said, which may be perplexing some people. I've decided, I guess, for the rest of this year, we're on BE time, Buddhist era. Something
yeah.
I discovered that exists when I was in Thailand recently, and when I would Google something, I kept seeing on all of the articles the year listed as 2569, and I thought I was finally breaking and becoming schizophrenic.
Nice.
Because when I would click on it, then it would just say 2026, of course, within the actual article.
Sure.
But yeah, I eventually searched that itself and realized that Thailand, very uniquely, I think no other country officially uses this particular Buddhist calendar, which is 500 plus years in the future, which I kind of like. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. What else? What could we talk about before talking about all the stuff?
That's a tough one. I don't know. Adult baby.
Adult baby.
No, I don't know. What
holes. I need holes.
What other interesting topics have been popping around?
It's funny that we finally we got the also a fun announcement to the audience. We can we can do dueling drops now, but I just noticed both of us were just doing acoustic drops, I guess you could call them.
Yeah. We both have soundboard access, and
this shit ain't nothing to me, man. Haters and shambles, they stay picking the corn out of my shit.
That's right.
I guess that's a lot of this week's news has been fairly overwhelming, I'll say, to me. We'll start with something light, right? Like we usually do as a joke, but
yeah, you know what? Let's start out the news segment of the podcast by
Go back to the club.
And let's just have a little fun.
Oh, it's so good to have you back on the ones and twos on the board over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's
such a negative vibe in the air. People aren't happy.
And you know what was something that I recently found out was that,
of course, you can use it in the sense of you're a proud Zionist, but if you're using it in the context of degrading somebody, calling somebody a Zionist as a dirty name, then that gets designated as hate speech to be moderated again.
Yes. So.
Yeah, I just realized that that moron saying that stuff is basically doing a real life, sincere version of an old emphasis on in the distant past Louis C.K. bit about how if you put a little stank on the word Jew, it can take out a whole new meaning. And he's basically just doing that with Zionist. Like, if I detect a little stank on the word Zionist, to jail straight away with you.
Right. I'm just thinking about you want to talk about was it Chris Rock bit? Someone doing, there's a difference between Jews and, K words. Can I say it? I can say it. No, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, has anyone done that? I'm sure that someone's done that. There's so many Jewish people who think they're funny,
I mean, there's also a version of that too, which would be like the, I guess the earnest from the left version, which would be like, now there's Judaism, right? And then there's Zionism, man.
Yeah.
We got to make the distinction. It's like totally unfunny because it's just true and an important thing to do when you talk about the subject of Israel. But
right.
Like I said, lighter side of news, Trump orders maximum production of famously carcinogenic Bayer product.
And wasn't he going crazy, like, just earlier this year about Tylenol?
Yeah. That's just poison.
Yeah, and specific. Remember, halfway through the, like, Tylenol is poison thing, they pivoted, and there was some, like, how do I put it, rumor and conjecture that the reason why they pivoted from saying acetaminophen to specifically Tylenol, which is the brand name that's owned by Bayer, was because Trump was having a hard time saying acetaminophen and it was easier for him to say Tylenol. But because they did that pivot, they specifically started referring to it only as the name brand product that Bayer makes is bad for you, and a lot of people took it to mean that. So, yeah, for him to... Maybe this is the make good for that one. Maybe, his business daddies tried to get in there, and they were telling, okay, Trump, you're going to have to make this up to us. And when it came down to it, like, it doesn't matter how much the businesses beg and plead.
There's no video of President Trump sucking a ding-dong.
Yeah, no matter how much they ask, he's not going to do it. But he did, okay them to grow more glyphosate in their farms, on the glyphosate farms, to murder, basically just to murder everyone.
That's incredible because the narrative I was going to go with, which also makes some sense, but I really think it's got to be at least a combination of what your theory there, or that theory, whatever. And the fact that the Bayer Corporation has, just given Trump cash.
Right, of course.
I think it was like at least on record $1 million for his inauguration party.
Oh, good.
And so, yeah, you combine that with the fact that his dementia caused him to, like, tank Tylenol sales for a moment or something.
Yeah.
And, of course, he's going to be good. Like... Remember, like, the most infamously, like, one of the most infamous, gigantic class action lawsuits in recent memory, or in, I don't know, all of American history, whatever.
Oh, yeah, right.
The Roundup kerfuffle, we'll call it.
Sure, yeah.
How the same company that sells you aspirin and acetaminophen, see, he can do it.
Yeah.
Also wants to sell you what they know very well to be profoundly carcinogenic products for you to use. And now Trump isn't just saying, like, it's okay to sell this stuff. we're gonna drop some regulations. He's like, I'm using the War Powers Act. or what is it? The War Production, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
To fucking Cancer Max for Bayer.
Of course.
I believe the verbiage was like maximal production of glyphosate. And if you ask me, that looks like a little bit like some pay-to-play type stuff going on.
It's very possible. But at the same time, knowing Trump, he might just be doing it for the love of the game. You know what I mean? He might be...
or the lulz.
Yeah.
He's a joker. Baby. What else? What else happened in the lighthearted realm of news? This guy,
Adult baby.
he's more pathetic than ever, like by the minute, I guess it seems, because my YouTube algorithm is filled with the bald man, with the gorilla who firmly believes that, generally speaking, Chinese people are, etc.
Sure, we've all heard it. We all know. We all know his famous catch slogan.
Daddies are more stronger than mommies.
There's so many bangers, really, but yeah.
Yeah, really. But yeah,
I liked what he said.
Cut your meat.
He can throw his voice Carlson style.
Tucker impersonator. Yeah.
I mean, here I'll just read right now what I had written before the war fully kicked off.
Sure.
These were the petty concerns of the week prior.
Right.
I mean, the thing I just said, kind of a big deal, actually. I also wanted to throw in the fact that the Bayer Corporation also, actually not famously, should be more famous. In the early 80s,
should be talking about this.
In the early 80s, they just gave people AIDS knowingly, HIV, I should say. Do you know about that?
Wait, what?
Why hasn't anyone told me this?
What?
And you're quick on the board.
Yeah.
You never heard about that controversy?
No, I mean, no, I've heard about it, but yes. I mean, feel free to explain it like someone who doesn't know is listening, is on the call.
I mean, basically, it's what I said. I'm not gonna do the deep dive. If you search Bayer AIDS, it'll come right up. But
you have to spell it right, because if you spell it the other way, it's gonna be a lot of gay porno.
They had a product. I'm just trying to remember what the product was now, actually. Blood clotting product, Factor 8, for hemophiliacs. Yeah. So I think they infected and to a person almost, don't quote me on that, killed thousands of people, hemophiliacs, and it wasn't just a mix-up. And there are other instances of this happening with the blood contamination, and it was around the time when I guess AIDS was just kind of hitting the scene.
Sure.
But like deeper dives into the Bayer situation like clearly show that they knew that this was like an infected product, and they knew. Maybe not fully. I don't know why I'm like qualifying all this shit for this fucking company. They fucking knew they were going to kill people because they had to save a couple dollars, essentially. So, tale as old as Industrial Revolution.
Sure.
And onward.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to the Bear Company, the only thing I can ask is,
oh, why does it lie?
What I would give for a cha-ching sound to be on the drop board. So yes, that was the aside about Bayer. Also, I remember first learning about that like a long time ago, and it like maybe being a significant sort of radicalizing moment for me. I mean, it's like a lot of things all piling up, but I remember that one really getting to me and like sitting like just like searching the extremely slow internet in I don't know, the early aughts in my room all night doing kind of amateur internet sleuth stuff. Like, can you believe this shit? The whole thing. Dark circles under my eyes, red yarn on the walls, the whole deal. But Rogan, what's stupid Joe Rogan up to? He's just basically given up on like talking about America now. Like he's just, at first it was like, okay, he's avoiding Trump's name when he talks about Epstein. It's like he's barely talking about Epstein stuff. But now he's just like, he had RFK Jr. on. Hey, there's the bridge between the last news item and this one. Also, fucking great timing. Is he just going to keep doing this? I mean, I He's just gonna keep having people from this administration on as guests, like it's no big deal.
He's just, I mean, he's literally just become like a house organ for the Trump administration. It's kind of ridiculous. Like,
it's so funny. The only thing funnier could be if Alex Jones had Rogan's popularity, and it was like that situation, because Jones is like even more, you know, a diehard, whatever, known for being deep into conspiracy lore and whatnot. Where was I? Joe Rogan, pure propaganda.
Oh, we were just wondering about Joe Rogan and when he.
Why can't I shut up about Jesus?
And by Jesus, he means the Trump administration. No,
yeah, and literally Jesus, if, depending on the day.
That's true. That's true. Which is another fucking insane thing that he's done, where he's just like, he turned Christian at some point in all of it. Like, the whole thing is just.
But non-committal, pseudo, like,
right.
Christian, yeah.
It's weird too, because like you were saying, the algorithm now, like YouTube and every video is talking about Joe, and every video is talking about how bad his podcast is, but that, you know, he still gets views, but then also I can never fucking tell, because I don't actually pay attention to any of this stuff, but you'll get like podcast cringe will be like, you know, everything's going off the rails and falling apart or whatever, and it's not popular anymore.
That's how you get them news views.
Everyone hates him or whatever, but then it's like, is that true? Does no one watch it anymore? I get me and you on the outside, like, looking in, we're like, damn, this is crazy how ridiculously co-opted this is. But, like, you have to keep in mind that the people who were paying attention to the show before were stupid enough to watch the Joe Rogan show. So, do they care? Do they notice / care? You know what I mean?
I mean, I get the sense from things that I've heard, like, in passing, basically, that, although this might not be the best example, because a lot of subreddits or podcast subreddits in particular turn into being, like, against the podcast itself, right, from what I kind of understand, or at the very least, like, less about the podcast. But I believe the Joe Rogan subreddit is, like, mostly critical from little bits and pieces that I've overheard. But
yeah,
either way, like, I mean, it doesn't matter if his entire audience could abandon him. It won't matter, because, like you said, it seems like someone up there thinks he's important enough to keep putting every fucking state insider on as a guest, like 3 times a week.
Because again, it's like the same thing. Like the Reddit and then like the comments on the YouTube videos are all negative, but like that's all just the people that are like taking the time to do that. That's not just like the average Joe Rogan just viewer / watcher. That's basically just computer, and we know, you know, when it comes to that.
What's more virgin than a computer?
Right? So when Joe sees all those comments on there, he's just like, that's just a bunch of virgins. They're just mad. And he often says, don't pay attention to that, to the comments, you know?
That's his mantra for sure. Yeah, I mean, what's more virgin than a computer? I mean, Trump has famously said that everything's
Somalia. That's true.
But anyway, the only thing I really noticed at all about Joe Rogan in this bullshit was that he was just like getting, you know, fake outraged about censorship in the UK with RFK, like high-ranking cabinet member of the United States government, sitting across the table from him. He's like, "Can you believe these fucking Brits throwing people in jail for internet comments?" And yeah, he's just you know, really what it is Joe Rogan has abandoned Lady America, and true patriots should stand by, or whatever the fuck.
Stand up and stand by, or whatever.
Stand up and stand by, stand back.
I think true American patriots
Call
should
a crackhead.
All right, but
because life is precious, and God and the Bible.
We must move on to something else.
This is important.
Oh yeah, that no legs having governor of Texas apparently posted just a straight up
Hot Wheels.
Mr. Hot Wheels just posted like a clip, an obvious video game clip from something, as if it were the U.S. doing amazing dominance of Iran.
Pretty good.
So that's kind of funny. That's also, now we're going like less and less consequential. We might as well just round out the amuse-bouche with, depending, I guess, who you are, either the least or most consequential of news from the week. Whose CEO is less cringe? But yes, before we get into that,
But speaking of CEOs, real quick, I do want to just say, calling, the piece of shit governor of Texas Hot Wheels is just a reference, literally, to Jasmine Crockett, calling him that, because I do not want to disparage the honor of the, unfortunately deceased Frederick Brennan, who used the Hot Wheels moniker on, online for years and years. The guy who started 8chan and was like a big part of a bunch of, he's a bunch of cool stuff. He's a good guy. He doesn't deserve to be lumped in with that freak, that disgusting freak down there in Texas. That's the only real Hot Wheels.
I'll throw in, speaking of Crockett, I'm glad she's being replaced by someone who doesn't proudly fund Israel. So, putting that out there.
Hell yeah. Yeah, fuck her.
That guy went hard, by the way.
Yeah. I have to give her some credit. She's good at dunks and stuff, but yeah, she sucks.
No, she sucks. She sucks ass. Like, the only thing even when she was like, I think we've rarely even talked about her on this year's show, but
we talked a bit about when she called MTG the blonde, bad build butch body. We talked about that.
It's probably that, or she got into it. She got into it with Nancy Mace.
Nice.
And they talked. I think Nancy Mace was like saying like, "You want to take this outside," and then everybody got really horny for a second. Something like that. But I love the Somalia drop so much. I just wanted to. I was about to say you're Iran, but then I wanted to just say Somalia. Iran. Yes, we're at war, or are we? Or are we? Are we at war is really the question.
I don't.
You'd like to see. You'd like to see like a kind of 2003, 2002 Fox News intense graphic saying war with Iran, but like I don't know if we're really seeing that yet. It's more like limited surgical tactical kinetic strikes against one man and one man only with Iran.
Yeah, it was an assassination of the was it the supreme leader Khomeini? That was all that it was. It was not. It's not a war. But if it was war, we're kicking ass. What was that? The one guy, was that Mark Twain that said that? Where he said
maybe
something like, "We're at war," and then they're like, "Oh, so you're saying that this is a war?" No. That's not what I'm saying.
I gotta say, almost it feels like it could be a huge theme of the show. Hypocrisy, pointing out hypocrisy. What is it good for?
Right.
Absolutely nothing? Question mark. Because as I've said probably several times, I kind of feel like that stance gets maybe overblown or maybe misunderstood by certain people in the leftosphere online or whatever. But I think there's, at the very least, it's funny to see.
Right.
So it's not like it's utterly pointless to bring it up. But yeah, there's so much of that this week that like I don't even have a list really. Or maybe I think I do have one somewhere of at least a few examples. But yeah, just the like people contradicting themselves within the same word, not just like the same sentence, but a lot of that about, the technicality of is this a war or not, for sure. Also, this truly maddening thing, and as always, the circle of time, she is flat. This is just exactly like what happened in June. Like, people on the news, all of our newsmen and newswomen's, we can't seem to decide on what happened first and when. Like, this basic sequence of events. Like, we just pretend that Israel didn't start this. It's still incredible to watch people talk this way. We'll see. They attacked us first, because if we didn't attack them first, then they would have attacked us first, is essentially what the whole thing boils down to every time. It's like they're even using words like, we preemptively attacked them, but then, well, why did you do that? Well, because they attacked us first.
They were gonna attack us first, so we preemptively attacked them before they did it.
It's so... it hurts. It hurts.
I mean, what is there to not understand?
I mean, people like to, often cite Orwell, right? Doublespeak and all that. I mean, this is it's taken it to... This is at least triple or quadruple speak over here.
Sure.
But I did also wonder if maybe the problem isn't that they're just lying and pounding the war drums in a very, sexualized, disgusting way.
Right.
No, maybe they're all just philosophers of time, which is a real discipline within philosophy. And
true, yeah.
I'm thinking they may just be huge fans of who's this guy now? Metaggart.
How do you say that?
Metaggart's paradox about the unreality of time. See, it's not about laundering this warfare. It's not about pretending an elementary school wasn't annihilated within the first minute of the war that Israel didn't start. No,
and it's not a war. It's also not a war.
Sorry, limited tactical kinetic jack-off series of events. No,
but if it was a war, it's perfectly legal. Just so we're on the same page. It's not a war, but this is the the white supremacist handbook about the Holocaust. It didn't happen, but if it did, it's good.
And
it's
enough.
Not a war, but if it was, it's legal. Yeah, exactly.
But I thought, in the spirit of generosity that, let's say the Trump admin has shown the world, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. And yeah, perhaps they're just really into the idea that time is inherently contradictory. Events are classified as past, present, or future. However, these properties are incompatible. An event cannot be all three. I think I heard Megyn Kelly saying these exact words the other day, so just putting it out there.
She's there. Yeah, she was talking about jail. Go ahead. Sorry. Finish what you're saying.
Well, my very deep thought was going to be, give these guys a break, man.
That's it. Give those guys a break, man. Megyn Kelly. Obviously, she was talking exactly about what you're saying, the paradox of time, when she was talking about how Jeffrey Epstein likes the barely legal types who look 16 but they're actually 17, which somehow magically is both a child, underage, and then all still falling under the rubric of not barely legal because it's under 18. But somehow they're barely legal, 16, but look 12.
Professor.
Okay. Yeah, see? So how can it be the past, present, and the future at the same time? Well, by that. But, again, what was she talking about there? And that's the important thing about the Iranian war, is that we are no longer...
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Because that seems to have disappeared, interestingly enough.
I mean, of course it disappeared. I mean, why wouldn't it? Trump is just... He's confused, right? He was heard to have said...
What is your fascination with my forbidden closet of mystery?
Why can't people just get over it,
But yeah, like in the Megyn Kelly situation with barely legalness, I mean, excuse me, Professor, but according to Metaggart's paradox, every event must be past, present, and future, causing a contradiction that cannot be resolved without a circular reliance on time's existence. Therefore, the child fucking ring is not real. Or good.
If time doesn't exist, then age doesn't exist.
Right.
So then you can't be underage. And when it really comes down to it, the most important thing is that...
But the people are retarded.
So, it doesn't matter. None of it fucking matters.
It's true. And, Megan hit me up because...
Hussing your love letter. Straight from my heart, fucker!
I was about to say moving on to the war, but I guess we already started trying to do that. Oh boy. You know what? I'm having a realization about myself as a person who records their voice and puts it on the internet. I nervously chuckle a lot.
Okay.
There we go, right there.
That's fair. That's a good one.
It's not that I think every utterance of mine is so fucking funny that I have to laugh at it. So, and I notice these things because I edit these things and have edited, I guess, maybe thousands of hours of them now. So you start to eventually pick up on patterns about yourself. So I just want to put that out there for everybody, get it on the record. I'm not actually having a little giggle at the horrors of everything.
Yeah, whenever you hear, Josh having a little bit of a chuckle at things, just remember...
He's a sleazebag.
Yeah, you know what? On second thought regarding myself...
I don't like the guy.
There it is. There it is. And then when it comes to regarding me, you have
I
to
like
remember...
women, not men.
Now, the theme of hypocrisy, contradiction here.
Yeah, right.
You've been on the record about that subject.
That's true.
More than once, I would say.
That is true. That is true. I have been known to do a little bit of
Peekaboo.
With a fella.
What was that?
That was...
Peekaboo.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for clarifying your point, Senator. I'd like to reclaim my time.
So yeah.
Oh boy, my God, this was we talk about the flood the zone plus or whatever, flooding the zone on steroids, on acid.
People are talking about that. Yeah.
It's more steroid filled and LSD filled than ever this week. Hard to keep up, but we're gonna do our best here, folks. I don't know. War crimes. Just very clear war crimes. And, they're all war crimes. Everything is a war crime that the United States does outside of its borders, essentially, and within the borders as well, probably. I don't know. I don't know the Geneva Convention word for word. Anyway, one of the war crimes so far occurred off the coast of Sri Lanka, which I found interesting, just as a student of history, as a real Dan, what's his fucking name?
Dan Ninen.
Yeah, Dan Ninen's Twisted History podcast.
Yeah. Dan Ninen's
he focuses
fucked up past stuff, fucked up shit from the past, man. Podcast. Everyone, jump on in.
He focuses solely on India-Japan relations.
Yes, exactly.
No, this one caught my eye even a little more than some of the others, mainly because I heard people bringing up some interesting facts from history about the Nazis in comparison to the United States military. So what happened was Iranian ship that was not engaged in any sort of combat whatsoever, this is off the coast of Sri Lanka, it's just sitting there, is blown up to shit. I believe most of the people drown. No, all of them, I'm pretty sure. But this was like as the U.S. presence looked on, doing nothing, watching people drown in real time. Something even the Nazis have historically not done.
Damn.
Or at least the Nazis have been on record as having saved like British seamen from drowning after they've attacked them. I guess I wouldn't be shocked if you could find some moment in history where the Nazis did look on as their enemies drown, going against some of the conventions of warfare, the gentlemen's agreements of war.
Sure.
But that's not... I would love to... I'm sure it's already on Twitter 100 times. 100? Even more somehow, 103. That people are defending that by saying, like, the Nazis only saved drowning enemies once. Usually they let them drown, like the U.S. did. So it's okay that the U.S. did what the Nazis usually did, actually.
Those U.S. servicemen were reported, they said when they were viewing the scene of those drowning people in the boats that
a lot of alcohol. It was a blast.
That was actually what was going on.
Yeah, and those Nazis were really patting themselves on the back that one time they saved their drowning enemies. They were heard to have uttered...
Please clap.
So, yes, Nazis better than us? It's an open question.
Well, if there's one person who's always thought of that, it is...
Iluma!
Because he's always said he believes, Nazis are better than Americans. He's always supported. Anyway, continuing on.
It is funny that Elon Musk is such a fucking loser. I was just thinking of the Technate of America thing that I think I brought up somewhat recently on an episode. The thing that his grandfather was kind of instrumental in, this like lunatic Monroe Doctrine thing of just like, we need to take over the entire hemisphere and make it a technology paradise led by a certain shade of South Africans, we'll say.
Right. I thought when you were saying it was embarrassing about Elon Musk, I thought you were going to talk about the embarrassing stuff that was in the Jeffrey Epstein emails. I believe that there was a quote in one of the emails with Elon Musk sent to Jeffrey where he said, which was just very embarrassing because he just sounded so desperate.
Oh, God. Just imagining. It's totally not off the table that there's a timeline where Elon Musk tries to go like full based ass ML.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why that never crossed my mind before, like really kind of like picturing what that would look like. Holy shit, please let that happen. We ask for so little in this world, Lord.
Yeah, right.
I mean, the Lord I speak of is one that
reads your mind and it loves you and it wants you, and it doesn't care if you kill it because it's going to just go be with God again.
Yeah, Elon Musk's emails were pretty embarrassing, especially when he wrote that one that was just like a copy paste, like I don't know, just like taking up like 3 feet of monitor space of the line repeated over and over.
So you have to basically mingle the balls a little bit.
Mr. I almost said Mr. Musk. Mr. Muskstein.
Mr. Muskstein, I'd like to go to your wildest party and mingle the balls a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Can you tell how little I actually want to talk about a lot of the rest of this shit?
The issue with the rest of the news is
it's
that...
just too French.
Oh, God, I love that one.
We're not into it, man. Fuck that. Like, I don't want to talk about that shit.
It's true. I mean, to continue dilly-dallying further, if we had just listened to Paul Bet-Davidson...
I think the world needs a comedic roast of Benjamin Netanyahu.
We could have avoided all of this.
That's right. That's right. That would have been the release valve and everything would have been fine right now. We wouldn't be having not war. Valve. We would have been having a not war, with Iran. The not war that we're doing. If more people had been, instead of, being concerned about what's going on here and there if we had all sat back and really
You
asked
think Margot
ourselves,
Robbie takes a dump?
you know? We could have pondered that instead of this.
True. Yeah, as evidenced by one of the latest R.M. Brown massive shout out. I kind of realized we should shout him out every episode if we're going to keep reappropriating some of his drops.
A few.
A lot of these are ours, but some of them are classic R.M. Brown drops done fully in tribute. His video about the PBD boys talking about the fucking war in Iran was
that's pretty good.
Wild stuff. So there's a general recommendation for you, mid-ep, folks. No. Just R.M. Brown in general. He deserves more viewership, for sure. Good stuff.
No.
So where was I? I'm going to skip over this really sad one for a second.
Might as well.
And I mean, this is a consequential one. This will possibly lead to some very sad things. I guess Iran has invoked the metaphorical nuclear weapon because, as we all know, they don't actually have one of those, nor did the guy they just killed really want one. In fact, explicitly, the Ayatollah has been saying since the 90s that it is antithetical to Shia Islam to have a nuclear weapon. Anyway, it's a small detail about the head of state who was killed, and everyone celebrated because he was a bad guy. And that's the end of it. There are no further repercussions that come from this. It's not like his son, who is even more of a hardline theocrat, is just going to fill the void. Checks notes, Curb Your Enthusiasm music plays. That's exactly what happened. I posted that little video clip I made of Trump saying, well, the worst case situation, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just play my little thing. I'm trying to remember where I put it. There's a time and a place for just describing audio content and a time and a place for playing that content. I've always said this. Yes, Trump was sitting in front of his golden throne room or whatever the fuck this thing is and said this.
I guess the worst case would be we do this and then somebody takes over who's as bad as the previous person, right? That could happen.
There's a visual there. Yeah. The announcement of, indeed, the son of the Ayatollah is now acting supreme leader. Either way.
Trump saw the son of the last Ayatollah come up as the acting leader, and he
said, I don't like the guy.
He almost literally said that, I think.
Yeah.
No, he was just talking. He was talking. He was like he was just shrugging, just like in the clip I just played there too in the video. He's just doing his little shoulder shrug that he likes to do, showing how fucking cool as a cucumber he is. Talking about, I don't know, World War III. Oh, that reminds me of another good little bit I saw floating out there in the online. They just took that like footage of Trump's yelling at Zelensky that he's playing around with starting World War III, but they just like superimposed
it. Oh yeah, I saw that.
Him like talking to himself, pushing for World War III. See, that's make hypocrisy pointing out great again. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Anyway, did I say the Strait of Hormuz yet? Because that's what I was getting to. It has been closed. The nuclear option.
Oh yeah. Well, no. Wait. Did it officially close? Because I
think it's in a bit of a limbo state at the moment.
Yeah. The last I heard, it was not like official, but it was like functionally closed or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's
Shipping lanes are being like stopped essentially. I think it's like a half measure. It's kind of like, you want this? You really want this? Here's 1% of what this will feel like, or whatever. And one fact that I guess among many that will just, I guess, put it into some perspective that I heard was if it were to be fully closed, a country not like Japan, the country of Japan would be completely...
Never heard of it, man.
Would completely collapse in 8 to 9 months, is what I believe Professor Zhang said. This guy seems more popular than ever these days, I've noticed this week, because of his kind of game theory predictions. And he, predicting that Trump was going to attack Iran after we attacked Iran a few months ago. I don't know. Just kidding. He's a smart guy. But who knows what his political ideology is, so I don't trust the guy, to use a certain cadence.
I'll just circle back real quick. I was not Johnny on the spot because I was trying to pull this up, but when you were talking about Trump and his classic cool as a cucumber demeanor about the thing, I was just thinking about Trump sitting in the cut during the press conference talking about the Iranian war. And he was just vibing out to himself, and he started saying, "Pussy, pussy, pussy, marijuana, wanna, pussy, 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 marijuana." Because he's just cool like that. He's just that kind of chill dude.
Yeah, he's just sitting back with his homies, doing all that, and watching a classic film.
If you've seen Tom Cruise's movie Cocktails,
you know what I'm talking about. If you've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? Thank God for soundboards.
Yeah. Thank God for World War III. And God bless rock and roll, folks. Come on.
Sorry, I'm actually looking at... All right.
This is rock and roll.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
I forgot that we had, 9 Biden sound drops at the very bottom here.
Yeah. It was back in the good old days. Classic "Miss Me Yet." You miss the sleepy guy yet? Was
he in the news this week or only last week?
No.
when he looked very terrified of being alive on an airplane? I don't think I've heard anything since then.
Wait a minute. He was terrified on what you say?
An airplane?
Well, that would make sense because...
The plane's behaving badly. They'll fly your pathetic human ass straight to hell.
That's right. It's been a while.
Our Biden come on man is way too quiet. Gotta change that.
It's been a while, but yeah, that makes sense. That's why he's scared. He's on a fucking plane. It's not because he has riddled with dementia and has no clue what's going on around him.
And was confronted in a very polite yet stern way about the fact that he's a genocider. And he was completely tongue-tied to the point of, oh my God. You know who's most embarrassed about all this Biden shit?
Obama! That's true. It was his fault. He picked him. He's like, let me find... I gotta find the most racist guy in the Senate to be my vice president, and they picked out fucking Biden. They could have picked out anybody. There was all equally as racist.
Now you say they could have picked anybody, but
we choose truth over facts.
So got you there.
That's true. Yeah. Good point.
So on day one of this horrible thing, an elementary school was blown up. And instead of me just kind of stumbling around trying to talk about it, I'll just read a little bit from an article written by Adam Johnson. He's the what's his podcast called? The Wikipedia article podcast, right? God damn it.
Yeah, that's it.
Citations needed, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I feel shamefully never listened to, but have been meaning to since 2016 probably, or whenever it started. But I'll get to it someday. Either way, he's a good follow online. He wrote an article called Corporate Media Buries Story of U.S. and Israel Killing 168 in Girls' School Attack. And this is already a few days old, so the numbers are actually even higher now. Obviously, this is like nauseating in so many ways. But the second most nauseating thing about the event is, the coverage or complete lack of coverage of it. And it runs the gamut from, Matt Schlapp to all the Democrats being, I guess, the least horrible of all the monsters in their total lack of... So, all right. Hypocrite much, Josh? Yes, I used fucking ChatGPT here to try to scrape together some information on this. If it's incorrect, I apologize. I tried to check some of it. Whatever. Who gives a shit? The broader point is really the overall vibe. If there's a technicality off here, my bad. But I basically prompted to give me a list of U.S. Democratic politicians' stances on the recent U.S.-Israeli invasion of Iran, provide quotes and sources, organized into categories of position from fully supportive to fully opposed. So I got that kind of list. You got John Fetterman, number one with a bullet at the top under the category fully supportive of military action. And then another despicable fuck who needs to take his... my name out of his mouth, rather. Josh Gottheimer. Josh Gottheimer. He's a virgin, folks. He's a virgin.
He's got his hymen still. Yeah, that's what they've been saying.
Intact. He's got 3 of them, actually.
And again,
layers.
Obviously said it earlier, but have to repeat.
What's more virgin than a computer?
Right.
Josh Gottheimer. We finally found the answer to Joe's eternal question.
That's why you listen to this podcast. It's as we go through the episode, we problem solve. We ask a question, and then by the end of it, we answer it.
I mean, we've already proven that time doesn't exist, and that Josh Gottheimer has a hymened up pussy.
That's true. And a very important thing that we've also answered, or
videos aren't real.
Proven that as well.
But then I was like, okay, whatever, about the war in general. I'm actually more interested in what any elected official in the United States has to say about the bombing of an elementary school. I mean, I think it really is an effective tool. It gets used a lot, but just the simple thought experiment of hey, people who don't have a problem with this, imagine the situation's turned around on yourself. I don't know. Some of these people are, well beyond any sort of changing of their minds or what they say publicly. But sorry, I had the wrong fucking thing open.
God damn it. Oh, you had the bussy open instead of the... Anyways, continuing on.
That's why they call me Josh Gottheimer. Haha.
That's true. Oh, nice. Pretty good.
Here was what I was really looking for. Maybe I'll cut out that last thing I just said, or whatever.
No, you have to keep Josh Gottheimer. That can't.
Well, that'll stay. I'll just put that on a loop for an hour and a half.
Make that into a drop.
Yeah. Regarding my prompt, regarding the killing of 168 people, vast majority being girls ages 7 to 12. In Minab Elementary School. How many U.S. politicians have condemned this act as of the present moment? Short answer, there is currently no reliable account showing a large number of U.S. politicians explicitly condemning the Minab Elementary School strike itself. This is several full days after the fact. Just to remind everybody, it's not they don't have time to, sort out the situation, to do the full forensic rundown of what really No, fuck you. And many officials have instead either deflected responsibility, emphasized uncertainty, or avoided discussing the incident directly. Let's go through that one more time. Deflected responsibility, okay, that's the Republican fascists, mostly. Emphasized uncertainty. a little bit of both wings of our, duopoly. Or avoided discussing the incident directly, mostly the lib. So the official count I got on any actual condemnation of this specifically was 0. Not Rashid Tlaib, not Ilhan Omar, not AOC. Nobody could fucking muster the will to even do the lip service of saying, that sure seems tragic, and I don't know. It's upsetting, and it feels a little different. I'm often quick to say, like, a lot of this shit that's going on is just kind of more of the same. It's just like louder or whatever, but a certain amount of like moral derangement, it seems to be at a higher temperature than previous eras, I'll say. I just noticed I have handwritten notes here from the week as well. Exciting stuff.
Oh.
Clever girl.
Maybe I'll get into some of that later. I don't know. Just as a speed run or whatever. But and here's the most fucked up thing. Again, admitting here, this is generated by a chatbot. I mean, it's generated by Google. I mean, I don't know. It's like, whatever. I don't need to explain why people use AI to bypass search engine. I kind of hate it. I hate to use the stuff, so maybe that's why I'm like, I keep bringing it up. But I'll let it go. When it gets down to the point where U.S. officials who addressed the incident, these statements did not clearly condemn the act itself, but they are the most explicit responses recorded so far. Guess who are the only 2 people in the government of the United States of America to even address that this happened publicly? Marco Rubio and Pete Hegseth.
Huh.
Oh, I can't believe they didn't condemn it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Marco Rubio said the United States, quote, would not deliberately target a school, and framed the issue primarily as an investigation rather than a condemnation, of course. Pete Hegseth said the military never targets civilian sites.
Seems right.
There's some of that I can't believe it nervous laughter patented coming right at you folks. It's like people say things like, I gotta laugh or I'll cry. A lot of the times it's more like, I gotta laugh or I'll start legally threatening the lives of certain figureheads.
Sure.
Anyway, not like it would matter. I already considered this for when we get to match slap, but
Might as
get there in a second, I guess. But yeah, so then after that, it just couldn't come up with anything else. So like ChatGPT does, it just tries to like anticipate what it thinks you want to hear. So it's like, well, no one actually condemned it, but here's people who criticize the war overall. I'm like, I didn't fucking ask about that. That's a separate chat.
Right.
Speaking of AI, one of the funnier Onion articles I've seen in a while was enjoyed by yours truly this week. Oh, I apologize. This was in the New York Times, not the Onion. Anyone else have those weird dreams where sobbing future generations beg you to change course? Written by Sam Altman, CEO, OpenAI. So, another general recommendation. It's actually even slightly longer than maybe an average New York Times article of this sort, but linked in the show notes if you want, or, search the Onion in quotation marks because it's, ironic. You don't mean it. And then Sam Altman, right. And it should come up.
Yeah.
Whatever, public condemnations. The only reason I'm even thinking about this, I guess, it's because people should condemn it, obviously, but just the incessant talk about, do you condemn Hamas? Do you condemn Hamas right. for the last going on 3 years? And put that alongside this. Again, I'm calling you hypocrites out. Calling you out. Pistols at dawn. So yes, if you can believe it or not, the horrible warfare / whatever else you want to call it, kicked off with the immediate obliteration of basically an entire school of children. And the latest reporting on it now I think there was just the assumption that it was the Israeli jet that did this because, that's their bread and butter. It's their specialty. But lest we forget, the United States is no slouch in executing children. So the latest seems to be that it was most likely a U.S. strike. But then all of that shit just made me think was, who gives a fuck? They're the same thing. It doesn't matter.
Right.
One thing ChatGPT refused to go along with me on was the idea I had heard that Benjamin Netanyahu has been fleeing to Berlin and does it like regularly once shit starts going down, which I thought was an interesting geographical choice considering certain historical figures he's been compared to. And it made me just imagine him literally going to like the fucking Eagle's Nest, like Hitler vacation house. Like he's not just like staying in a hotel. He's like, take me to the Fuhrer's favorite chalet. But apparently that's an anti-Semitic rumor, and all that happened was that Wing of Zion, his official plane, which it's still somehow funny to me that that's the real name for it. It just had to like divert its path to Berlin or some shit. Whatever. Who gives a fuck? He's Hitler. It doesn't matter. He's still Hitler. I don't know if I got your official stance, Tim. Like, do you condemn the destruction of elementary schools?
I mean, it's a gray area when it really comes down to it,
It's like filled with
kinda...
kids or not, like half filled, quarter filled.
Right.
You can't just give me a blanket statement. Sure. I hear you.
Right. And then, some of those kids, I mean, everyone wants to think every kid, whatever, is like a perfect angel. But, some kids are assholes. Some kids have bad vibes. You know what I mean?
Holy shit! I on the record of this podcast very much know what you mean.
So it's like, yeah, I can't say for sure that every kid in that fucking building was innocent. What I can say for sure is that when it came to dropping the bombs on those schools,
ass gets really beaten down here.
And that's what we can all agree on. But yeah. Otherwise, I can't condemn something outright unless I have all of the information on the ground, This is how you hedge, too. It's so funny, that clip of, like, Tim Pool trying to fucking hedge and, like,
holy
play
shit.
both sides.
Amazing.
Talk out of both sides of his mouth at the same time. It's like, bro, you're, like, just so fucking bad at this. Like, this happens all the time to me, where I'm just like, I'm a natural arg man, and I can just, like, instantly see the best, the best form of attack, but I watch someone like him just floundering. It's depressing.
He deserves so much worse than the embarrassment he should feel, and probably doesn't somehow because he just he doesn't wear a helmet on his skate park like purposely because he wants to forget. He's doing some DIY Eternal Sunshine surgeries. When he's out having sushi with the boys, skating. Tim Pool subtleties, Tim Pool details. I remember kind of saying that I hate the Majority Report or something, like when you and I first...
You just were saying you weren't like a big fan or whatever.
Yeah, maybe I didn't say hate, but I was being a little bit of a hater, I feel. But I was just going to say what maybe got me maybe fully more into them was just searching Tim Pool on their channel and watching every Tim Pool video they've ever done. And there's a lot. It's good stuff. If you hate Tim Pool, I recommend watching The Majority Report. Oh, and previously mentioned Aaron Brown, of course. He's actually the preeminent Timmy Pool scholar, I would say.
Right.
Yeah, when he was talking about when he talked himself against himself by bringing up the trolley problem comparison to like...
Oh, man. Yeah.
it had me howling in almost disbelief.
Yeah, I like that he's such a fucking moron that he was thought that he came up with a novel concept of how to solve the trolley problem by being you just say no and you don't flip the switch, and it's that's one of the options. That's the whole fucking point of the trolley problem, is flip the switch or you don't. But yeah, the idea that he thought I got it, I figured it out, I'm such a genius. It's you just walk away from it, man. You don't flip it.
But his conclusion, if he had not stopped himself, right? Was I reading this? Was I understanding the subtleties
you were not
of Tim Pool's? Tim Pool was going all McTaggart time paradox on my ass here with deontology and whatever. His conclusion would have been, well, in this trolley problem scenario, you gotta kill all the innocent children to get that one guy who's going to be replaced instantly.
Right,
yeah. Anyway, I don't need to list all the reasons why killing the
the
Ayatollah doesn't achieve anything that the United States claims it's going to. But, or maybe I do.
And then on top of that, his entire point and everything was just incredibly mixed up or whatever. It was just
exactly with all the Epstein shit. It's like I'm saying, this is the revel in hypocrisy revolution here. Shit. I completely forgot who I was talking about though. Tim Pool? Any of these people. Yes. All the people that were
all of them.
All these people who yesterday said, Trump will keep us out of war with Iran, and that's the one and only reason I love him forever. Next day, the single reason I love Trump forever is that he's killing every Iranian on the planet. Every single Iranian on this planet is gay. You guys got to listen to R.M. Brown if you want to catch these vocal drops. Oh, here's what I've been trying not to here's what I've been avoiding. Here's two of the things I've been avoiding. Let's get them out of the way, I guess.
Might as well.
So the first most disgusting thing I saw written about the mass murder of children as the opening gambit to the war not war. It's entitled the following: "Be careful about blaming the United States or Israel for killing Iranian schoolgirls. Watch out. Subheadline: "The job of a journalist is not to report the rumor, but to get to the truth," says one Michael Rubin, who I forgot to, look into much other than the fact that he, in a supremely unsurprising way, the opening to his bio is senior fellow at the American Enterprise Institute.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So also, this wasn't just some crank blogger, I guess is my point. Because here's his bona fides. Pentagon official, field experience in Iran, Yemen, Iraq, as well as engagements with the Taliban prior to 9/11. Ooh, somebody's bragging.
Ooh.
Or implicating themselves in 9/11.
Yeah.
Mr. Rubin has also contributed to military education, teaching U.S. Navy and Marine units about regional conflicts and terrorism. Yes, he's teaching the U.S. Navy and Marine units about terrorism. From which direction, you might wonder? Let's find out by looking into what he had to say about all the dead little children. I almost want to read the whole thing because it's so fucked up. And it's actually not as long as I thought it might have been. I don't know. I'll start reading some of it and we'll probably bail. Let's just see. But I have to read his actual words. I'm not going to just try to sum up this monster. However, I do have a summary from absolute friend of the show, main man of the Truadon subreddit, who I've quoted on the podcast a few times. Girl DeBoard. I'll read their very succinct summary and then get into a little of this. Girl DeBoard wrote, "Is this motherfucker literally writing an article to say, I imagined killing a school full of kids one time, so that's probably what Iran did, actually."
Huh.
So, quoth the Michael Rubin. About 15 years ago, I participated in some war games about the possibility of an attack on Iran, not unlike what now unfolds. I was on the Iran team. Our goal was to stymie the U.S. and Israeli assault by any means possible, especially given the West's clear qualitative military edge. Just let clear qualitative military edge, let that echo in your mind for, I don't know, the coming weeks.
Think about what that means. Think about removing the anachronistic language from that, and it just means we're much more suited to murder schoolgirls.
That's true as well, but almost more of what I meant is the fact that Iran is actually, despite that military edge, doing a lot of damage. But I can't get into the real nitty gritty of that shit at the moment. But anyway, this piece of shit. We gotta workshop a new name, a new word instead of demon. It's just oversaturated, but it feels right still. So the demon continues. We detonated a bomb at a local school.
Oh, you know what? You know what would be the best thing to call them? Instead of saying demon, we should say...
True. All right. I'm going to... alley-oop. You ready? All right. This... It was really quiet for some reason there.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, whatever. This fart...
This
continues. There we go.
That's actually
Just on Parker
is a real piece of shit who deserves.
I want to make a request for any time in the future of this episode to hit me up with a surprise police siren drop, because just thinking about you doing that made me laugh. All right. He continues, we detonated a bomb at a local school and then brought in Iranian film crews to view the carnage. We then sent press releases across the globe announcing a U.S. massacre of Iranian children with a goal to invigorate the progressive left and erode support for any anti-Islamic Republic campaign among centrist diplomats. Yeah, because the way you want to really foment opposition towards any regime is to deliberately target them and kill them all. I don't know if you caught that detail in all of this, but apparently, like, where the majority of the carpet bombing is happening literally is where the fucking opposition people are, like, most heavily concentrated. So the hits just keep on coming with these fart sounds. See, this motherfucker beat me. I can't read any more of this. And do I need to? He's just doing
No.
he's doing crisis actor maxing. He's doing crisis actor Alex Jones thoughts, as applied to the almost 1 billion% true account, which is that this school is deliberately targeted. And, you know, maybe if it was just one school, right? Early on, in the heat of war, the passion. Whoops. Ruined thousands of people's lives. Took hundreds more. A whoopsie daisy. But they've since bombed at least 4 more schools since, I don't know, a few hours ago that I read that. And 9 hospitals within like the first 2 days. You combine all that together, you got to think perhaps this was on purpose to demoralize and Actually, we just like the blood of children. Have you read the Epstein files yet? It's all there. It's all a bit connected.
Trump sees an elementary school and
Let's
he says,
freaking go.
Yeah, like, as much as I was, like, looking for reactions to that, I was, like, kind of glad I didn't I mean, it's probably going to happen sooner or later. Trump will make some comment about this. Or not. It seems, man, I'm really, like, sidetracking myself here. I forgot that, like, an hour ago I was going to read through the Adam Johnson thing, but essentially what he goes through, again, like, to read the full thing, show notes, no front page stories on the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Washington Post, no mention NBC and CBS Sunday shows, no standalone segments on evening news shows, a death count on par with the Oklahoma City bombing is relegated to the back page. And that's kind of all you need to know as far as, I guess, our purposes here are concerned. But I also just wanted to shout out that article and Adam Johnson. Again, a good follow. A good man. I like the guy, as PBD might say. Right.
and I would say,
that is some really sick stuff.
Indeed. Well, speaking of that, so I saw that article about I did war games where we did false flag attacks pretending to be Iranians. So therefore, that definitely is what really happened here in Realityville. I thought that was as sickened as I could be. Oh no. Long comes a little penis touching? I forget. What are the accusations against Matt Schlapp? Doesn't matter, because this is worse. Along comes a little Matt Schlapp, and he has the following to say. He's way more succinct than Michael Rubin, I guess.
When I hear Matt Schlapp, I just hear...
There we go. Yeah. Headline first, from the New Republic. CPAC head says Iranian schoolgirls are better dead than, quote, in a burqa.
I'm always saying that, you know.
Leading Republicans don't seem to care about the bombing of a girls' school in Iran. Understatement of all time. The New Republic, who also, if I remember correctly, is a shitty fucking publication that I haven't thought about in a long time. But, conservative MAGA ideologue, I could think of better words to describe him, Matt Schlapp, has attempted to justify the killing of more than 100 young girls. Okay, they wrote this when it was well known that it was like 165. But, you know, that's... Anyway. Holy shit, I didn't even realize this aspect of it. I honestly didn't read this fucking article. The headline was enough for me. Oh, lack of due diligence there, Josh. What if he said something else that made that horrible thing he said make sense? Ever think of that? What about the context? On Piers Morgan Uncensored, Schlapp was part of a panel discussion about the war in Iran and the bombing of the girls' school that killed an estimated, okay, I guess here they got the number right, 175 people, nearly all young children. Journalist Peter Beinart argued to host Piers Dorgan, that the United States and Israel were to blame, even if the school was somehow hit by an Iranian missile. That is correct, sir. Whoever, I don't know this guy, whatever. We know that if the U.S. and, okay, blah, 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 where's Matt Schlapp? So Matt Schlapp's response to this... journalist continues. We know that if the U.S. and Israel had not attacked a country that poses no serious threat to them, Israel has hundreds of nuclear weapons, America has thousands, that those girls would be alive, Beinart said. Schlapp immediately jumped in, like the hero he is, and said, they'd be alive in a burqa, adding, this is a barbaric society, before Organ, cut in and asked him to, quote, hang on.
Ah.
Hang on there. Hang on there, chap.
Yeah. Oh, having a wee bit of... Oh, yeah, exactly. What, like... Hold on, just real quick. And then... Yeah, he said, do you think it would be better... So you're telling me you think it would be better for those girls to be... You think it's better that they're dead instead of wearing a burqa? And Matt Schlapp responded to that with...
The man asks me a hard question.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Later, Schlapp attempted to defend his point. It's hypocritical to say that these attacks harmed women and children when those women and children, the young girls that you reference, would be, ellipses, live a life in a barbaric, unequal society behind a burqa with no ability to make career choices. You know what really prevents you from making career choices, motherfucker?
Violent crime.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
You can't really make a lot of... Yeah.
And the article continues, Schlapp said that, outraging left-wing commentator sank Uyghur. So just kill them, Hassan Parker said. No, that's not what I'm saying either, said Schlapp. That is what you said, Uyghur replied.
That's literally what you're saying.
I imagine he yelled it like that, and very rightly so.
Wait, who was that yelled at it?
Hassan Parker?
It was Hassan Parker's cousin, uncle, nephew. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you said. See, this is, again, these are the hypocrisy wars, folks. Fucking...
It's worthless.
Strap up, strap in, and strap on for the hypocrisy wars. Moving on.
Wait, no. Matt Schlapp was quoted in saying afterwards that...
We just blown a giant hole in their ass.
And he thought it was good.
Yeah, he liked it. Matt Schlapp was also heard to be making the following sound while masturbating furiously to the exclusive drone footage of the attack. I guess, at least on this particular, all I really have to say is,
Fuck everybody. Amen.
all right. If anyone is wondering why Matt Schlapp's thoughtful argument, I just assumed he tweeted this or said it to a journalist that he thought he could trust and it leaked. But no, this was on the Pierced Organ show. The polite intellectual salon of the Pierced Organ show has this fucking piece of shit. Anyway.
Yeah, it was. You could imagine that he was just behind the scenes and he was just talking
Paul
to
Davidson.
And then maybe it got leaked, but unfortunately, yeah, he was saying it out there on the open intentionally, and it was
poop.
It was just spreading out there.
I mean, I've been quoting certain reactions and official statements given. I forgot to mention what J.D. Vance had to say. He really drove home an important point about this, so-called massacre, so-called Holocaust of babies who were in the middle of learning grammar and coloring and whatnot. Yeah, the couch fuck himself was quoted as saying,
"But we have to remember that in the ancient pagan world, discarding children was routine."
Only in the ancient pagan world, of course.
Yes.
We would never cast similar judgment on the present day unless our political opponents are doing it.
See, I would.
No, even that's not
JD
true. I spent that whole time talking about how the Democrats don't give a fucking flying fuck either.
Yeah. I thought that J.D. Vance would have been quoted as
Daddy
saying,
can do no wrong.
He said he had a few. He was spitting. He had a few things to say.
Yeah, he was.
I mean,
throwing it all out there.
for some reason, I mean, this came out after he said the thing about Daddy.
From the skeletons in brothels to the child sacrifice of the Mayans.
Again, he's just referencing ancient child sacrifice like a boss, but, you know, do better, JD. There's room for improvement. I'm calling you in. You know what other piece of shit had some awful things to say about all this that I'm not even going to bring up because there's no point, but I did see this drop, so what the hell?
I don't need to understand whatever article you want me to read. All I need to understand is human psychology.
Yeah.
That's right.
Get him. Get him as Mein Kampf, which is... I don't know if Kyle Kalinski's coming up with all these fun terms, but I'm only hearing them from him. That one
He's willing
and
to push the boundaries.
Pete Kegsbreath, Secretary of War Crimes.
That's a top one. That's a top one. I like that one a lot.
I did have something written down here actually about sort of calling in the Kalinskis of the commentary world a little bit, but I don't even fucking know. Basically, just did you see the shit about Kamala at whose funeral was it? Was it a funeral where she said, "Hey y'all, I called this."
Yeah. But the thing is, okay. Here's the thing. I get, because that was Cole, former guest of the podcast / friend of the me / I guess friend of the podcast. I don't know. That's Cole's.
I consider
decision to
him
make.
a dear friend at this point.
Posted it and was kind of questioning, like, oh my god. But like, the thing about it was that like, that was a Kamala playing the hits type situation.
Yeah.
So I'm like less offended because she has done the I called it thing multiple times already. So it's like I don't even see it as like disrespectful because it's Jesse Jackson's funeral to be like, you know, trying to quote unquote score political points, because she was just like hitting the high spots. She was just doing the like, oh, let me just, you know, everyone knows my catchphrase. I called it. Mamala would have saved us. Everyone knows. You know, that's like Hillary kind of tried to do a similar thing like during Trump won a little bit. But like, I think the best thing that Hillary has like accepted since she lost the presidency was like accepting the fact that she's just like an unlikable ghoul that's never going to be like able to win like an elected position, and like just leaning into being a monster, you know, is kind of like, it suits her so much better. She should have been doing this shit a long time ago, but you know, it's a different world or whatever. But yeah, like Kamala dropping the bars, the Kamala lines, and they're not Zanny bars, god damn it, they're not leaking out of her pockets. I'm sorry, she's not so zanned up that she's dropping bars around, and they're anyways.
A trail of Xanax, yeah.
Yeah. Her dropping her, you know, patented Kamala already done told y'all line was not like, I didn't find it that offensive, especially because it's Jesse Jackson. I like Jesse Jackson's politics, but he was a bit of a, you know, performer showman type. We all know that. He had his high spots too. It's like after he died, everyone started like, you know, digging up, oh, check this out. Can you imagine he was doing this stuff in the 70s or whatever? That's crazy. But it's just like, yeah, but he also was he was also a bit of a fucking, you know, a political demon. He was a clout demon too. But, you know, obviously everyone gets wrapped in fucking grace and death or whatever. But moving on, you know, I'm not trying to fucking throw dirt on Jesse Jackson's grave because he was a good guy for the most part. Yeah. At least he, you know, espoused good politics publicly. You know, you can question him behind the scenes, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, I'll counter your horrific slander of a beautiful, saintly man by saying that
that he wasn't a giant homophobic turf. Anyways, continuing on.
I honestly don't even know about any of that, but I guess it doesn't shock me
It doesn't
if that's
matter,
the case. No, remember way back when. This was in the days when I was listening to Tom Hartman, which you've discussed, you and I. Since I lived very close to Madison, Wisconsin at the time, it was when they were doing all of that collective bargaining kerfuffle going on. I don't know if you...
Sure.
That was like national news, right? It wasn't just like a...
Yeah.
Anyway, I went to like one of the protests at the state capitol there, and Jesse Jackson showed up, and I was like... Nice. I was standing like... let's say 15 feet, whatever that is in meters from the man, the legend. And I remember him giving a very rousing, good speech about pro-labor forces in our wonderful country. So I guess that's my eulogy. My eulogy to Jesse Jackson was more respectful than fucking Mo Mala's bullshit. It's so funny that you would even bring any of that up, though. I mean, to be fair, I didn't. Again, just like with Schlapp, let's find out the full context.
Kamala got on stage during her eulogy for Jesse Jackson, and she said,
"So I'll make that clear to all the Hooters girls that I didn't pee my pants."
Just to go back for a second. To the thing about Hillary.
Oh, shit.
It just made me think, because first I was going to say, it took her a while to fully accept her monstrous status and all that. And then I was like, oh no, like all of that shit she did that looked like sort of pathetic coping, of course, was just dabbing. That was just pure dabbing. Like all the fucking documentaries and bullshit and stupid nonsense they were like shoving in front of everyone's eyeballs. Her and Adam Friedland's #1 fan, her daughter. Yeah, so just that's all I was going to say. But
perfect. They should get Chelsea on the Adam Friedland show.
I feel like it. I almost feel like it's gonna happen. When I saw
at
Gavin
this
News,
point, they're kind of above her. Like that would be like them going down. It would be like a stunt guest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like considering the sort of legendary status amongst people like us of the the tweet off between the two of them.
Will he do that? Would he do that level of fan service?
Right. Those dirtbag leftists are all about hating their fans and calling them pigs and stuff for giving them millions of dollars. What I was going to say about Kamala is that, #1, fuck that stupid bitch forever, to hell and back again, whatever. I hate her. I hate her so much. This is when she's on the campaign trail, October 8th, 2024. Kamala Harris says Iran is greatest adversary of U.S. But, she was the dove, right? I mean, beyond that, she's quoted as saying, Iran has American blood on their hands. Sounds like a familiar talking point from the last few days, coming strictly from the MAGA America First fucking Fourth Reich. That is literally the lead line from all of these people. And all they're referring to is in 1983 or whatever in Lebanon, whatever. It's debatable, honestly, how much of a proxy Lebanon really even is of Iran. But say they are fully 100% a proxy, and Iran, issued every command along the way. So fucking what? Why were there American Marines in fucking Lebanon in the first place? It's like all these things that come up on these goddamn news shows and in fucking news arguments and tweet offs and bullshit can all be settled with like a simple question. Why? Why? Why did that happen? And you have to go back and tell me something before the thing in the causal chain of events that led to the thing you're talking about. Why? Anyway, the reason I'm bringing up Kalinsky also in my self-interrupting way is that he's been going off on this thing a lot. I've been watching a lot of him for the past year. I don't know if I've said this to the audience or whatever, but he is like my kind of what is the fucking word I'm thinking of here? This is me being like pragmatic, being like, okay, I'll listen to this fucking rad lib or whatever, this sockdem. I'm gonna fill my brain with something that's not hardcore ideology that I agree with. And for the most part, he's right on about most of the stuff he talks about. But he still believes in the Democratic Party, and it's a huge fucking flaw in his commentary. He's been just doing this thing about, like... First it started with, like, if Kamala was president, blah, 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 blah. All of this shit wouldn't be happening. It's like...
That's true.
Give me a fucking break. Absolutely. Like, it would be happening in a different way, a quieter way, maybe in a different timeline. But like I said, I just started reading that quote from her. Iran has American blood on their hands. That's the fucking party line. By party, I mean the one party. What we need to do is ensure that Iran never achieves the ability to be a nuclear power. How would you go about doing that, I wonder? That is one of my highest priorities. That quote by itself should just destroy anyone who is doing this kind of fucking bullshit, like time travel. Like, what if Kamala was... Jesus. But he's gone even further, back to the year 2000 now. He goes on these long...
Yeah.
It's just this sustained talking point rant he does about Gore would have won. We would have never gone to Iraq. Blah, 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 blah. And like, no, this shit, basically, and he literally says, it's like that meme. It would be like that meme where everything's a futuristic utopia. I don't even know which one he's talking about, whatever. And like, I don't know, it's just so wrong-headed for somebody who otherwise like has a pretty good head on their shoulders. But anyway, that's my little Kalinsky kvetching corner, I guess.
Check it out every week, folks, for the Triple K, the KKK.
Yes. And he keeps saying the phrase, not a real Democrat, about Democrats who are doing Democrat shit. He's like, they're not a real Democrat. It's like, what is a real Democrat? Just fucking give up on this party, man. Really, let it go. You don't need it. It's not helping anything. It is at least a significant part of the problem, if not 50% of the problem.
Most of the problem. There isn't even a good, like, a rhino, term or whatever.
No, he does it. He says dino.
Oh, good.
Which is fucking pathetic.
Well,
I feel like
it sounds like a gyno. You know what I mean? A gyno, right? Get what I'm saying?
We've got our rhymes on lock. Anyway, what the fuck else happened in all the stupid, horrible news? There's this Jon Stewart clip that we gotta hear. It's just so... I mean, it's just emblematic of all the shit I'm talking about the quote-unquote opposition side of the aisle. All right, so John Daly Show. I just remembered there's a thing I just want to continue doing indefinitely. Is the Tim Apple format, because it's funny, makes me laugh. Am I not allowed to laugh, folks?
Not allowed to have a little bit of fun here, you
Can
fuckers?
I have some real laughter besides my nervous, pained laughter?
Fake. Everyone hates to hear it. Little twittering thing that you do. Anyway, continuing on.
This also connects to Kyle Kulinski, by the way, because Kyle Kulinski, on multiple occasions, has unironically said he really wants Jon Stewart to run for president.
Of course he does, because he's like a weird child that started his YouTube channel when he was 16 and named it Secular Talk.
It was a new atheist channel, I think, first and foremost, yeah.
Of course he's that kind of like fucking creep. Like, he's in such a crazy position because he like is just like this insane like little dorky nerd boy who grew up into like a oddly Chad adjacent style person just because of like being into politics where most everyone sucks.
It's because he got that crystal ball pussy. Come on, let's get real.
Well, that's where I was getting into it. It's like the idea that like because he ended up like being like top of the heap of politics talk by being like vaguely attractive and knowing anything about that, he was able to hook up with like Crystal Ball, who's like somehow like a decent looking woman who also knows anything about politics, which is also super rare. Anyways, continuing on, I guess. I don't know. What are we even doing? What are we even doing here?
Well, we're about to listen to presidential hopeful John Daly show.
All right.
Make a hilarious joke about Iran's Mr. Bean-esque defensive posture towards being carpet bombed, its children wrenched away from them. And it's very funny. The libs are laughing, folks. The libs are laughing. See, to defend little, I don't know, I'm saying Lil Kalinsky boy, Mr. Secular Talk, slightly. I don't think he plays Jon Stewart clips and shit. I like to think he wouldn't find this one amusing. Anyway, I'll continue to talk about my complex relationship to Kyle Kalinske at a later date. Here's Jon Stewart.
So wait a minute. Let me get this straight. America and Israel attack Iran. And Iran's answer is to just attack everybody. You know, having been in a bar fight or two in my life, I'm pretty sure the worst thing you can do during a 2-on-1 beatdown is slap everyone else. Hey, not every part of me is getting punched. What are you doing? Hey, you!
I mean, most charitable interpretation, the writer's room are just complete idiots who don't understand like what the military tactic is in hitting United States military bases that surround the entire fucking border of Iran and are located in what are technically other countries, Gulf monarchies. I don't know. That one just fucking got to me.
Yeah.
Just hearing the crowd laughing, I don't just fucking why? It's just not even funny either. Like even if also bullshit. Jon Stewart's been in. I don't know. Whatever. I guess I've probably technically been in a bar fight that I was like laughing while getting punched. That's happened before.
Right.
If you count that as a bar fight, I too have been in a bar fight. Where are we at? We're in wind down mode here, but it's just kind of surveying the landscape.
We're checking the bodies. We're seeing if there's any pulses left. You know, is there any quote unquote Megyn Kelly style barely legal pussy that's still gettable before it, you know, slowly shuffles off this mortal coil?
Jesus Christ.
You know what I said about that, Joe?
Well, that's creepy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a little over the top, man. Control your emotions, please. This is a podcast.
I'm sorry. I am a bit of a
scum rat.
You know.
Ooh,
and you know, I can't help
scum rat.
I can't help it. You know, I got to pick it where I can get it because I can't say that
women are throwing themselves at me.
It's just not true for me.
Also circle back. The handwritten note I see here is Jon Stewart will shed tears live for 9/11 first responders, but subtly push propaganda against Iran to make a shitty joke. That should be his campaign slogan when Kalinski's his running mate or whatever.
That would be pretty good.
Well, I think... Oh, you're back. You were frozen for a second.
Oh. How could you tell?
All right, so this will be the quicker part, the last minute fuck yous or whatever to certain people.
Right.
Fareed Zakaria and Scott Galloway, you are the real pieces of shit of the week for the 45-minute video you made, just sucking off this entire war. And the only reason I even brought this up is because I've been like. Maybe I did bring it up at some point on the podcast, but I wanted to bring it up again, I guess. I hate this fucking guy, Scott Galloway. Do you know who I'm talking about by name?
Yeah.
Ugh. Didn't he went viral because of some dumb shit he said on the Bill Maher show? That's like his origin story. Am I right on that? Whatever. He was like, these protesting fuckers in Colombia, they should be having sex, not protesting genocide. That's what it is. I just remember it now. I was thinking, or I've thought multiple times since then, I hate this guy, but I can't remember why. And like after months, it just finally came back to me. But yeah, him and Fareed Zakaria did a fucking disgusting, just, lib. Scratch the lib. What do you find underneath? You find Ezra Klein, actually. I have to bring this one up, I think, as well.
A pedophile.
No, I thought of Ezra Klein because I posted this thing about him and his priorities when discussing all of this insane shit happening.
Yeah.
And someone else made the comment that Ezra Klein is the most scratched liberal, which I kind of liked the phrase there.
Yeah.
Whatever, I can't find it quickly enough. But basically, he was doing a podcast, and you know what his kind of initial concern was? And I didn't watch the full video, and someone said to me, like, oh, well, he condemned the the elementary school decimation before he said the thing that you're now, signaling out as him being a little bit insensitive. He wonders, what does this all mean for the state of anti-Semitism?
That's what we've all been asking.
The vaporization and the slow deaths of children in a school. How does that affect me and my and my largely imagined fears about anti-Zionism being, i.e. anti-Semitism? Anyways, fuck that guy too.
Give me a hell yeah!
Hell yeah. And Trump just saying, this is more in the hypocrisy wars, the incredible hypocrisy wars. Trump just basically coming out and saying, forever wars are tremendous now, actually.
That's good.
When he truthed out that the United States munitions stockpiles have, at the medium and upper medium grade, never been higher or better. As was stated to me today, we have virtually unlimited supply of these weapons. Wars can be fought. Wars can be fought, scare quotes, or just quotes. You know how this man uses quotes willy-nilly.
Right.
Wars can be fought forever and very successfully using
That's
just
good.
these supplies.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Why? It's just funny that he just drew further attention to the actual word forever. right next to the word war, practically.
Right.
Leave it to our president, folks. No, seriously. Take my wife, please. Leave everything to Donald Trump, please. Oh, in that same tweet, he also, maybe he's been doing this, but this is the first time I've seen it. He referred to Zelensky as P.T. Barnum. Seemed like a new thing to me. I suppose on that note, we should stop doing the podcast.
Knock this off. Should get serious for a minute, you know what I mean? And what we should do is talk about some... That's a place for didgeridoo brothers to meet up.
Self-drop. Unprecedented. Breaking new ground. Sorry, man. Give me a second. I'm having some As the Doughboys would say, gastrointestinal distress. I'll be back shortly. I guess if we continue with the Doughboys tribute lingo, that was a false alarm. It was a 10-1, not a 10-2, but damn, got some fucking cramp happening here. Good timing, I guess, for stopping the episode. So, general recommendations. Do you have any?
Shit. Yes. Fuck, I had something I actually did want to recommend and I forget, so I'm just gonna recommend the Night of the Seven Kingdoms or whatever show. I didn't.
Pendragon?
No, it's maybe it's I don't know. It's a.
Is it on the Daily Wire streaming service? That's the only.
No, it's HBO. It's like the real stuff, you know. It's based on that thing. What's it called?
The Round Table.
House of Fire and Ice or whatever, all that stuff.
It's more Games of Thrones.
It's Game of Thrones stuff. They did a Game of Thrones spinoff. I haven't watched any of the other Game of Thrones things. That's why I'm like struggling to refer to it. But like they did a recent spinoff show. It's a prequel thing or whatever. That's about like the king when he's a kid squiring for this hedge knight or whatever. And it's the only Game of Thrones thing I've watched, but it was like pretty fun. I liked it. Yeah. Check it out. You don't have to know anything about what's going on and you could enjoy it, or you can like maybe know about stuff and you'll also enjoy it. So that's my recommendation. The Night of the Seven Kingdoms or whatever. HBO needs the bump, right?
Yeah. Gotta help them out. Who owns that now? Ellison's own HBO now too.
I don't think it's official yet, but might as well.
But it's imminent. That's part of that deal.
Yeah.
What don't they own is really the question. Am I right, folks?
That's it.
A conscience.
A soul.
Take that.
Got they ass.
Remember at the beginning of 2025 when we talked about Larry Ellison and that like $500 billion AI deal shit, and he was talking about nanobots curing cancer because he's going to build the world's largest computer. Love reminiscing about the ancient past. Well, I wanted to recommend some stuff this is kind of like the beginning of the episode where like the stupid little things I had written down at the very top of the list were like Joe Rogan continues to be stupid, like whatever.
Got his ass.
So like now my recommendations also feel like they should be less whimsical or something. Whatever.
Sure.
Whimsical, lighthearted. More serious. Like I was gonna recommend like some cool little video channels that I found this week that were really neat, doing some interesting stuff about how we live in a society. And I also had this thing where I wanted to like further explain that I have no money because I felt slightly self-conscious about the way I kind of casually referenced going to Thailand for a week. In the past episode. I really want people to know that I'm poor. I did the math the other day, and I'm barely treading water above the official federal poverty line of the United States of America.
Hey, good job, man.
But I also have no children. I had to leave the United States to be able to afford to live, basically. Anyway, it's so funny how this was me not saying all this stuff, and now I'm saying it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Anyway. But what I really want to recommend, instead of all that stuff, some of which I might recommend in a future date more specifically. Is that because
there's such a negative vibe in the air? People aren't happy.
We just have to
reach out to the people you love and love them.
That's right.
Tim Dillon knows best, folks. So that's my recommendation for the week. This is not endorsement of Tim Dillon and all the very contradictory type shit he's up to as well. They're just drops, folks. Heartfelt drops. Straight from the heart. Much like
Cussing your love letter.
Straight from my heart, fucker!
all right, go to the episode description. Go to the Discord. The Discord has been busier than usual these days.
Yeah.
Granted, I feel like I'm doing a lot of it, but it's not just me, okay? We're chopping it up, and if you don't like depressing politics, we've got like distinct channels now, slightly new thing. You can talk about the cinema as it's written, for example, where, yes, previously mentioned and previous guests, Cole and I have been shooting the shit about movies. It's fun. Come on in there. Get over here, as Scorpion from the Mortal Kombat franchise might say. What else do? We promote your other podcast. Tim, what is it? Where do people find it?
It doesn't exist. It's not a thing. Go to violentpeople.co and you can, if I ever do another episode of the other podcast, you'll find it there. You can also vote in the Violent People 100 for 2025. So you should do that within the next couple of days. Although by the time this comes out, it'll probably be over. So, suck it. Suck it, dorks. I should have plugged this on the last episodes. Anyways, violentpeople.co. That's where you find wrestling content, if you care. You don't.
Speaking of scheduling, episode editing, I've been playing catch up for a while now. I'm so close to being there, and I'm going to make this weekend the final countdown. This is my last chance to get it back fully on track. So you're going to get 2 episodes for the price of 1, so to speak, because actually it's just the episode we recorded last week, plus the one you're hearing right now.
Okay, but would you say that they could call you Cheryl Hines the way you be playing catch up?
I wish I had thought of saying that. But yes. Naturally, yes. And can they call you Elsa because of the way you've just been frozen for the last 10 seconds?
Exactly. Fuck me.
All right. I guess on that note. And as always, as I always say, to Matt Schlapp, right before he's able to climax over the visions of death and destruction dancing in his allegedly pedophilic serial killer mind.
I don't wish death upon anyone, kind of, but...
Good night. Good luck. Good morning, Vietnam. We're real as well. Don't forget that. We are real.
Guaranteed human.
Up the hill past 694. At the stone wall, make a left. And I will see you soon, my friend. If these old directions still direct. Oh yeah, if these old directions still direct. Is the problem that we can't see? Or is it that the problem is beautiful to me? Birds of Virginia are flying within you. Like background singers, they all come in threes. Like background singers, they all come in threes. strange. Once a day, twice a day, when on and off collide, we'll set our souls aside and walk away. We've been raised on replicas, fake and winding roads, and day after day up on this beautiful stage, we've been playing tambourine for minimum wage, but we are real. I know we are real. Repair is the dream of the broken thing, like a message broadcast on an overpass. All my favorite singers couldn't sing. All my favorite singers couldn't sing. My ski vest has buttons like convenience store mirrors, and they help me see that everything in this room right now is a part of me. Oh yeah, is a part of me. Won't soul music change now that our souls have turned strange? Once a day, twice a day, when on and off collide, we'll set our souls aside and walk away, realizing this how it feels inside when it happens to you. So I took a shot of sugar like snow dumped into the blood, and children wander off into the ultra-economic, but we're real. We are real. I know we are real. I know we are real. I know we are real, 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 real. I know we are real.
The first voice recording was made in 1860. It was a 10-second fragment of the French folk song Au clair de la lune, recorded by inventor Edward Leon Scott de Martinville. But who will make the final voice recording and when? What will it be? Who will hear it?
This picture represents the fact that it's a live gig. See, this is the singer, the lead singer, singing live. It's live. You know, it's not a clone. It's not fake. This shit's fucking live, man!